And we are live. Today's Tuesday News Day. How you doing, Len?
I love it when it's Tuesday News Day. Every day is News Day, but it's even better when it rhymes.
Right.
But I'm doing well. It's a little chillier than I'd like. It's Bob Maxon from NBC Connecticut Weather says that, we're supposed to be at like 65 degrees right now is the average daily high, and it's a lot cooler than that.
Yeah. It was hot earlier, and then it got like cold out of nowhere.
Yeah, we got that teaser. Once you get that teaser, what happens is I think in your brain, you start to think, okay, it's going to be 75, 80 now. No. I mean, look, you can't be greedy. At least, at this point, we're not getting snow anymore. I don't know about you, but I emptied my snowblower, which probably is, going to jinx all of us now. That's always what happens. But let's hope not.
Right.
Let's hope not. What's up with you?
Not much. Just work. A lot of podcasting. Rounding up the interviews, pretty much.
Yeah. Those. You got it. That's one of the things, in our business. You're only as good as your last story. So, you just keep chasing the next one, chasing the next one, chasing the next one. So we got a lot of good stuff going on, a lot of news today. So I might as well jump right in, Rome. First story. This is a big story. And I'm going to tell you this, I do the normal news with you, but I'm an investigative reporter. And so we're always looking into stories that are longer than that typical minute and a half story we do on the evening news. And we're always looking for issues that, are not something that gets solved like that. Things that are really complex. We've been talking about it for a long time. All of these fatal crashes, whether it's wrong way, whether it's evading, whether it's drunk driving, whether it's impaired driving with cannabis, which is now sort of a thing, maybe. I don't know. We're still waiting on some of the data on that. But I think what we know for sure is that a lot of people are dying in car wrecks in Connecticut. People are getting horribly injured, with lifetime injuries, all kinds of things. As you know, I even was the victim of a car accident recently. So, we're going to have a pretty big story coming up on NBC Connecticut next month talking about some of this stuff. But I just wanted to give you sort of a for instance of what we're dealing with right now. These are two stories that are just on our website at nbcconnecticut.com today, or you can, of course, get it on the NBC Connecticut app. Connecticut State Police arrested a man accused of driving 130 miles per hour while trying to elude a trooper on Interstate 91 last month. The trooper was conducting traffic enforcement in the Windsor Locks area when he saw a dark-colored Dodge Challenger driving erratically and aggressively. According to state police, the vehicle was clocked with a speed measuring device at 132 miles per hour. Have you ever gone in a vehicle that fast?
No.
I have. Truthfully, I did it when I was doing a story about Dale Earnhardt down in North Carolina, and I got on a test track, not a test track. I got on the Charlotte Motor Speedway with one of his crew chief guys who drove me around for a few laps after we did our interview. And he got me up to like 130, which is nothing on, a banked track. But, he didn't want to go nuts. I hadn't signed any waivers. It was North Carolina. It was, I don't know, 1999, 2000. So it was a little different. But yeah, you feel it at 130 miles per hour.
On the road, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, it's really fast. I mean, even on a bank turn, you can hear the wind. You can tell that like one tiny mistake and you're done. Okay, so this isn't the only one. Now, here we have another one. Police charged a man with reckless driving after he allegedly drove over 100 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone.
Wow.
Think that one through, Rome. The dude who went 132, speed limit's 55 or 65. So he was going 70 plus. So is this guy. 25 mile per hour zone, going 104 miles per hour. This is in Mystic last week. Groton police officer was conducting traffic enforcement in the Mystic section of town around midnight when he heard the sound of loud exhaust nearby. They started poking around, saw a vehicle go around a bend. And with laser speed detection, they caught this guy going 104 miles per hour. 40-year-old man from Quaker Hill placed under arrest. But the bigger story here. So like I told you, NBC Connecticut Investigates is going to be doing something about this. I'm not going to give away everything because I'm sure competitors are watching, but or listening, whatever. What all the safety people tell us, I don't know what it takes to get this through, is that speed is what's killing people like crazy right now. Sure, wrong way drivers, yes, alcohol, yes, cannabis, but the linking factor in all these accidents, crashes, they're not accidents. If you decide to drive 104, if you decide to drive 132, that's not an accident. But you're, putting other people's lives at risk as well as your own. And they didn't do anything wrong. They're just trying to get home. So
Right.
I guess my bottom line is, we have a problem here. It's frankly, it's a Connecticut problem. I don't know about you, but I don't see this kind of driving everywhere. I mean, it is just wild. I mean, I'm a reporter. I'm on the road every day. So, a lot of people work from home now. They don't see it, but it's bad. And we got to do something about it. So our story is going to be looking at some things that are happening to try to stem the tide here. But that's what I wanted to start with because it was just jarring. I mean, I'm sure you've seen folks driving super fast, right?
Yeah.
Like right by you, probably.
Yeah. Actually, one time when I was younger, about 17, 16, I was riding in a car with a friend I had at the time. And I don't know, for some reason, we get on the highway, and he's going faster and faster. And I'm kind of like side eyeing him, like waiting for him to like, okay, that's fast enough. He just kept going. And I think he hit about 110 and the car spun out.
Whoa.
And there was no cars on the highway.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, I actually, we were right by the exit. So I decided to walk the rest of the way because I just couldn't believe he drove that fast.
Yeah, I went 110 once with a friend, sort of same situation. He was driving a Corvette on the New Jersey Turnpike in the 80s, and we hit about 110. 130 is a whole different ballgame. I mean, that's like but I mean, look, I think even if you're driving 85, any mistake you make is magnified. You can't make a mistake. That's the thing. And I just, it's not to save my life necessarily, but there's so many other people that are out there that are just trying to get home every night and be with their family. And it's just, I just wish folks could just cool off on this because it's really becoming a massive issue. I'm going to move on. But that's, some of the big news today. People driving out of their minds. Please be careful. Please be vigilant. Please be alert. Don't go right when the light goes green.
Right.
I had somebody today that, frankly, I was going through the light just as it turned yellow. And then I saw someone literally 3 or 4 seconds later, definitely red. And this is right down here at New Britain Avenue and Ridgewood Road, right near the mall. Drove right through it. It's crazy. You're asking for trouble. Hopefully law enforcement gets the wherewithal to start, really doing some serious enforcement. It looks like they've stepped it up quite a bit in the last year, and that's why you're starting to hear about things like this. And from what I understand, there's more coming in terms of red light cameras, in terms of robotic speed enforcement. All these things are on the way. So we'll see what happens. And the people that you meet, if you get in trouble, and hopefully your listeners and viewers never do, are these judges. And there is some news from the judiciary today. Governor Lamont has nominated Sandra Glover of Guilford to serve as an associate justice with the Connecticut Supreme Court, nominated to fill the seat that was held by Justice Maria Kahn, who resigned last month from Connecticut, unfortunately. But guess what? She has been confirmed by the U.S. Senate to serve on the U.S. Court of Appeals. So that's pretty cool. Have somebody from Connecticut doing that. So that's some good news for our state and for Justice Glover. Other crazy news. Let's go back to the roads real quick. This is breaking news today. This is a little bit more amusing. I-291 between Windsor and South Windsor, on the South Windsor side, exit 4, around 2:30 this afternoon. They responded to a goat and a pony walking on the ramp. Now, I understand that animals get loose, right? But why would a goat and pony be together? I don't know. Just crazy news. So that one's still going on. Stay tuned on the NBC Connecticut app, and we'll probably have you an update on that. I understand too that on our app, I got this from one of our photographers. There's a story. I don't know if it was Connecticut, but it might have been. A moose walked into a movie theater and literally started eating the popcorn. Can't make it up.
Was there people in there?
I don't know. So you got to go to the app, get more deets. But I just figure another crazy animal news. I had to share that. And let's move from animals to bugs. This story's gross. The seating area at Union Station in New Haven reopened today. You go through Union Station to jet into the city every once in a while. A lot of folks do.
I did before, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the reason it reopened was because they had to close it because they had a report of bed bugs at the station. This is one of the stories that reporters don't like to do, or photographers, because you might bring bed bugs back into your house. So never a story we like doing. Matt Austin was a good sport for NBC Connecticut and did that story last night. The New Haven Parking Authority says they immediately responded, shut down the seating area where the bed bugs were reported. They haven't seen any, from what we understand. A contract service provider has come in and cleaned the bejeebus out of the place for obvious reasons. You have thousands of people going through there every day. And the seating area is now reopened. But just so you know, that's going on at Union Station. And then this is a real important story for you. This is more on the money front. Have you heard that Bed Bath & Beyond filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy? And I think now they're doing total liquidation. Yeah, Chapter 11 is reorganization. You go back into business. Chapter 7 is that you liquidate the company. And it appears that's what's going on, because there's all kinds of instructions now for consumers, like, what if I got coupons? What if I got returns? Blah, 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 blah. So here's some information. Bed Bath & Beyond and Bye Bye Baby stores are open as the company begins the wind down process. Several stores have already closed, but some are still open, including Simsbury and Brookfield. Additional store closing sales are actually going on. You're probably going to get some ridiculous stuff. That's why I just want to talk with you about this, because your audience may really get some serious deals. All sales, of course, are final. Those sales will start the 26th, which is tomorrow, which is Wednesday. And key, customers can use gift cards through May 8th. So we got a few weeks for that. And that's all the news I got. But like I said, watch those speeds on the roads. And I don't know about you, but when I see somebody, I can see them in the distance in my rearview mirror. I just pull to the right, always in the right lane, and on the right side of the right lane. Have you been hearing about this? Or people are getting clipped a lot, and people just drive past, like their rear view mirrors are getting knocked off and stuff. It's crazy. I'm hearing about this stuff all the time from police, from contacts. So be careful out there. But that's all I got. I'm going to get back to news. Got to call my peeps.
All right. Appreciate it. See you next week.
Yes. Looking forward. Love the setup, Rome.
Thank you. See you next week.
Take care. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.